Hey folks, I just want to give you a quick update about debatetourney.com, which we've invited about 63 congressional candidates, mostly challengers, to come to debate. And we have some people interested. We just invited a very cool cat, J.D. Vance. Have you seen him speak? I want to reiterate his last tweet, which is that we have sympathetic senators, U.S. senators, he's running for U.S. Senate, I'm running for U.S. Senate, that favor bringing refugees in more than bringing Americans back to the United States. So when you look at Kamala Harris's last tweet, she's got a priority, cackling about whatever the talking points are of Biden who leaves the podium. But when you get back down to the nitty-gritty, we have Senator Murphy and Senator Blumenthal, my two senators, who favor the Palestinians, who actively have agreements with CAIR. Blumenthal owns part of a Chinese business as a U.S. senator. Murphy's committed treason. You say to yourself, they're both working with John Kerry, who committed treason 200 times. Why do we have people promoting the Iran deal after the Iran hostage situation? Because what I want to allude to is that with this pullout date of 6 days, August 31st from now, we still don't know how many Americans are stuck there. They were told originally to shelter in place. They can't get to the airport through checkpoints where bribes have to be paid to soldiers, or you could be kidnapped. We don't know what's happening, and we fortified these people with Black Hawk helicopters. The Taliban has more Black Hawk helicopters than Australia, okay? Courtesy of the people who left them behind without a plan, without contingencies, and now they're blaming Trump. Excuse me? Trump would have never let them leave without contingencies. And first of all, Jim Himes did the assessment of the pullout. Have you seen his video about it? Doesn't reference refugees, doesn't reference Americans possibly being left. And the pullout date, now the Taliban is threatening the United States, in an article I read yesterday, that if they're not out on time, there will be repercussions. So we face a similar exit that could strand Americans there and cause a different type of Iran hostage negotiation, whereby women and children captured. We have no idea what's going on there. Pulling our people out first was a mistake, but a bigger mistake was voting for Senator Blumenthal and Senator Murphy in the first place. They both took bribes from Burisma prior to the impeachment that they planned. Murphy stated that if Biden was investigated on behalf of Trump, he would withdraw all Democratic support for Ukraine. So here we go. Now Blumenthal is alleging that he wants a full investigation as to why we're leaving Americans instead of and prioritizing taking refugees out of there, when in fact that's been their plan all along. Look at their plan. Aiding foreigners, open borders, refugees, like in Minnesota, that have elected Ilhan Omar, that have elected various communists, and as you've seen by the Epoch Times article, all the connections to the Communist Party in the state of Connecticut. There is a half hour of naming names, who knows who uses who, DeLauro, Larson, Courtney, all with connections to communist countries. Here we go, folks. They're supporting socialism over free markets, over your rights to your assets, and it's troubling. Now we're coming down to the wire. 5 days remaining. We're going to have to cover this daily because if you notice, we still don't know how many Americans are trapped there. We still don't know. I think their number is now 50,000 refugees. Well, now I'm hearing the airport in White Plains, New York, around the corner, is busy bringing people from our southern border up. So we're going to be taking in unvetted Afghanistan people, where Al-Qaeda is probably slipping right in under the nose of Murphy and Blumenthal, my two senators. They've got to go. There's fantastic new candidates coming to run for congressional seats, and you need to focus on it now and support those campaigns. We're getting very little money. We can do this on very little money. But look at the money being raised of Richard Blumenthal, $700,000 a month. If Connecticut doesn't focus on this number, Blumenthal's going to spend that money getting every other senatorial seat, every rep, every general assembly seat, every state senator seat. So, what do we have? Right now we have Robert Hyde, we have Peter Lamage, and me. I can start talking about them, but we don't need an immigration lawyer running for U.S. Senate, folks. I have over 32 legal complaints against attorneys in Connecticut right now, unanswered. I have over 30 Judicial Review Council complaints, never answered. We have Sikh complaints, never answered. We have ethics complaints, never answered. They're 2 years old, the ethics complaints. Why aren't they answering? Well, I'm being censured out the wazoo. If you look at my videos, I'm on 450. Only about 10 now are viewable. We have multiple restraining orders, 7 to be exact, limiting what I can say. So, hear what I have to say. If the people who are being censored are the people you should be listening to, and thank you very much. America first. That doesn't mean we can't help refugees. We have to prioritize. There's limited resources. There's limited funding. Things take so long to be passed. And we are passing laws we are not enforcing. In Connecticut, we don't enforce federal law. Talk to the FBI in Hartford. It used to be run by James Comey. If that is an indication of criminal activity, I don't know what is. Blumenthal and Murphy brought Comey down to Washington to mess up the Hillary Clinton investigation. They allowed the Rostec deal. They allowed the Clinton Global Initiative payments from Iranian and Iraqi corporations to run a container ship business next to our Trident subbase in Cape Canaveral. Hold on a second. Do they have that technology? Are they extorting us now? I believe they are. And this is the point. They're gaining leverage in Afghanistan by the policies of Richard Blumenthal and Murphy. And I'm telling you now, when Iran has nukes in 30 days, we're going to be between Iraq, and a hard place. Yes, we are. It's coming, folks. If you can't see the forest through the trees, we need to get rid of these simpletons who follow the Pelosi narrative. Look at Jim Himes' narrative. Jim Himes had NSA oversight, FBI oversight, SEC oversight, FINRA oversight, Department of Homeland Security oversight over the border. If you don't think Jim Himes is responsible for these problems, his office is 1 block from OxyContin and 1 block from UBS that bought Dominion for Chinese nationals. Thank you very much. I'm at 11 minutes and being censured. This is a problem. Hopefully we can prevail. Have a great day. I wore the shirt because it has the world on it. But if you look closely, the only country missing is America. It starts and ends in Asia, but there's a seam. Unbelievably, you buy a shirt on the internet that's supposed to have the world on it, and they took America out. Because America is last in their eyes. You need to go and support America First candidates only. America First candidates only. Right now, the GOP is benefiting dramatically from a decline in the DNC's influence. We need to continue working towards this endgame. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. I know you are, because I get too many messages to answer. But Flynn, 2022, we're getting our act together. We need support. Can you volunteer? We're trying to write 7,000 letters this month. I don't know if we can do it. Are you aware that these letters that you get in the mail, let me hold one up. One. Tyler Kristen, Kevin King. Do you know who these people are? They're being invited to the debate tournament. The thing is this. Many of these people running for office have to give 90% of what they raise to the company who's doing the mailing. This is a disaster, because Democrats can raise money and not give up 90% of the proceeds to do it. We're doing it on our own, by ourselves. With volunteers, we can keep the money. Can you donate an hour a day for a year and a half to help? Because I'll raise money for everybody, and I'll do it for free. Let's do it for free. Let's give the candidates the money, because my dad writes 5 checks a week, folks. 5. He's given money to every senator you can name, every congressman you can name in the GOP. He ran the Conservative Party in the state of New York. He is a powerhouse, but unfortunately, at 85, he has memory issues. We need volunteers to stuff envelopes like this one. We sent this envelope. If you want my letter, contact me, okay? If you want 50 copies of my letter, contact me. I can give you 50 labels where they should go. We're purchasing mailing addresses for donors. There are few and far between in Connecticut. A lot of the donors in the United States are in Texas, Florida, Michigan, other places, not Connecticut. And many of the addresses, for example, this was an address we bought. About 20% of them come back with the wrong address. So, it's an expensive proposition. That's why 90% is taken from the candidate when they raise money. We need to support all these challengers to unseat every congressman in New England, every senator in New England. And I don't have the volunteers we need. We need volunteers now. Thank you very much.